Hello everybody, my name is Christian, and welcome back to episode 69 of Mono... Wait a minute. What's that? That doesn't look good. I'm gonna touch it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right? I get whisked away to another world. Oh god!
You're awake, Endman.
Oh boy. This is gonna be fun. Arknights Endfield has just released recently, and is seemingly one of the biggest and best gachas in current year. With flashy and gorgeous visuals, an intriguing story, amazing voice acting, a trustworthy developer backing it, and a unique combat system, this game seemingly has it all. As somebody who's tried quite a few gachas, very few have ever stuck with me though. Despite how impressed I am, taking the plunge into a new game can be scary, and I know there are plenty of players out there just like me. So today, I want to help ease the concerns of these players and answer one big question. Should you play Arknights Endfield? The concept of today's video is simple. I will be spending 1 week playing Endfield, and going day by day through my journey in the game. At the end, I'll give my overall opinions and tell you if I recommend the game or not. Each day will be split into its own chapter, as admittedly, I'm not skilled enough to make one overarching video, pulling clips from different days to mix into one. I do hope you guys enjoy this, as it's something I haven't done in a long time, but with that said, no more delays. Let's get into Arknights Endfield. So, I boot up the game, go to pick my server, and immediately feel what it would be like to be stuck in an echo chamber with an orchestra. There it is. Oh my god! Quiet. Please quiet down. Oh my god, please quiet down. This is... Oh. I mess around with some settings, pick my server, and we are finally set to begin our adventure. It's not long after this initial loading screen where I run into my first true struggle, picking which form of the main character I want to play as. This decision admittedly took me over 3 straight minutes, and you can hear how much I'm struggling in this clip. Oh, they're totally gonna keep wearing the mask, aren't they? That is so disappointing, dude. I'm gonna be honest, I don't love her hairstyle. But also, the sweater looks stupider on him. I like how this is the most essential piece of content to me is I need to pick which MC has more aura. I gotta be able to style on my enemies. This is just like Star Rail. I was at the Star Rail select screen for like 15 minutes uncut. Just sitting there staring, trying to figure out which one I wanted to play as. I really thought I thought this would be an easier choice. I thought there would be one that I like just a bunch more. I quite like both of these. Okay, I ultimately decided to play as the male MC, since he has the same voice as Brant from Wuthering Waves, and that's a character that I'm a big fan of. I also tend to switch form of the protagonists I play in these games, so I felt like it would be good to pick the male again. After that, this elevator that was seemingly going up for 3 straight minutes finishes its ascent, and I'm met with what I can only describe as Antarctica after Black Friday shopping. Waiting at the top is a hallucination? A hologram? Look, I don't know what she is, but a nice lady is waiting at the top for me and proceeds to tell me I'm late, and that I need to lock in? What? Some basic movement tutorials later. WASD to move. Wow, shocker. Oh, I'm slow. Okay, let's go, I guess. Ooh, this is cool, dude. Go! Things seem to be exploding a lot! And now we learn how combat works. Obviously, the game didn't quite explain everything I need to know yet, but I'll do you all a favor and summarize what I learned about an hour later. Combat is similar to that of Wuthering Waves or Genshin Impact, with it being an action RPG system. This means you have full control of your character, being able to dodge at will, and control your attacks and timings. The very loose combat explanation I have so far is this. Left click is your basic attack and will be done in a sequence ending in a bigger final hit. This final hit is stronger for sure, but also is able to stagger enemies. The best comparison for this is if any of you watching have played Final Fantasy VII Remake. The stagger mechanic is pretty identical, meaning you fill the stagger meter all the way up and enemies will take more damage, and in Arknights specifically, you can do a pseudo finishing move on staggered enemies that will do way more damage. Next up, we have skills. These are tied to your number keys actually, with a short press unleashing a character's skill, and a long press unleashing their ultimate if it's available. While this is a pretty foreign mechanic to me personally, it does feel pretty good to use as you get more used to it. Although, I really struggled to hit my 4 key for some reason, and I still struggle with that to this day, so yeah, don't be stupid like me. Last but not least is probably the most interesting part of combat to me, combo skills. These are activated by hitting E, only when certain conditions are met however. For example, during this fight, I hit an enemy with a final hit, and it then gives me a prompt to use the combo skill of my companion. This is honestly super unique, and something I really wasn't expecting when I started playing, so I'm really excited to learn more about this system. The last thing of note, which I don't fully understand yet myself, is art bursts and reactions. This seems to be similar to the system in Genshin, or for the real nerds out there, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. To keep things simple, reactions are when you mix 2 elements together, and bursts are the same element put together. These all have wildly different effects and strengths, so try them all out to learn a bit more about them. That's about it in the way of combat, so let's get back to the story. After a bit more running around and another display of just beautiful design from the devs.
These flowers are...
A legacy.
I'm sorry, the Leah flowers?
Never meant to bear such burdens.
Leah flowers?
In the end, you chose not to let go.
Huh. This gives me very much Nier Automata vibes. That's the best way I can describe this area right now. Alright, this is pretty interesting so far. I reach my initial destination. Big open area? Oh man, you know what's coming.
We can no longer retreat. Let's strike forth.
What? What?
Forge a path for the living.
What? Why did I just... Damn, I'm nice with it, I guess. Oh my god! Dog, I'm aura farming. Hell yeah. Actually, I'm actually sick. So, apparently, I'm just a peak aura farmer because what the hell was that? I really wasn't expecting that when I booted up today, but hey, that's one way to get me locked in. I continue on until reaching a strange graveyard with a pillar in the middle. God damn it. I saw something clickable over there. Huh. I choose to go around and interact with my surroundings a little until I find a gravestone with just a bit more to say than the others. I think there's one I missed, but that's alright. And then here, Girly is. A gossamer of nostalgia envelops you. Huh. I bet if you were an avid Arknights player, those names probably meant a lot to you. It was after I finished recording for the day where I learned I was right on the money. That stone listed off every character who died in the original Arknights, apparently. An amazing reference, and also a pretty messed up one to have right at the start of the new game. I'm really not feeling too good about my future here, guys. I continue onward and finally reach my destination, and I am presented with a moment that can only be done justice with my initial reaction. Did I just summon Superman's, like, Fortress of Solitude? What is happening? That seems bad. Oh my god! Oh, it's gonna beat my ass. Oh, never mind. Still an aura farmer. Okay, we good. Alright, so I guess every gacha game has you fight a Final Fantasy summon in the first hour now, because what is that? Through sheer willpower, complete mastery of my character, and a little bit of screaming.
Careful, don't get hit.
Oh! Oh god, he's gonna stab us! We reach the end of the boss fight where things go downhill quick. This is so... Oh my god, feels like such an information overload, but... You just know that's gonna be a playable character. Why is it counting?
That voice. We must stop that countdown. Death is nearing the shore.
The lack of any noise is insane.
Do not forget our promise. I'll be waiting in the north.
And that is how my journey in Arknights Endfield ended, with one big bang. That's not really a satisfying ending though, and it's clear something agreed with me, as just a few moments later. I like the... Oh, I'm just in, like, the immaterial plane. Okay, cool. Go forth and awaken life. That feels like a bit of a big ask for me, but okay. To end an intro like no other, I chose to awaken life. I wonder if it's like a data thing where it can recreate life from a certain sample. There was a whole plot point about that in Xenoblade. Oh, what the? What?
Administrator, Endman?
It's alright. The Endman's just a little weak.
It's been quite a while.
I see animal ears. I'm invested. Why did that just fall out of my body? Okay, so I didn't know this is how awakening life worked. I thought when a mommy and daddy like each other very much. I awaken a short time later and receive a fair bit of exposition all at once. First things first, we are on a giant ship in outer space that serves as the home for whoever these people are. This is Perlica, our advisor and someone we will be working closely with in the future. She tells us a bit about ourselves, that we are the Endministrator. Yes, you heard me right, Endministrator, and have suffered amnesia after being out of commission for a while. Now, quick sidebar, there's no good place to insert this, but I really want to show this clip real quick as a good way to explain the game's personality.
Physical examinations are complete. We can now take you on a tour.
That was amazing! We continue on further until we reach the bridge of the ship, and we get to see a majestic view like no other.
A majestic world, isn't it?
I saw it in my memories. It's...
Talos 2. Our home.
Perlica then explains to us a bit more about the world in front of us, but this is a bit more lore-centric than specific to our current story, so I'm going to be glossing over this for the most part. We jump ahead to learn of what the ultimate goal here is, why we're on the ship, and why this planet is so important.
Yes. Our plan is to deploy automation cores throughout the civilization band. This will boost our industrial capacity and fulfill its special mission.
Special mission.
Reboot of life. Someone very important commissioned us with the Zeroth Directive. Your awakening, as well as the mission and plan I mentioned, are a part of it.
So, who commissioned it?
You did.
God damn it. I fucking knew it. This story is doing a phenomenal job with its pacing, constantly keeping me intrigued at all times. I don't mean to keep covering so much of the story, but man, is it really easy to. This is the first real point I want to talk about. If you are a story fan, Arknights is seemingly going to deliver that. This intro alone has me hooked in unlike almost anything else I've played. I really cannot say enough good about it. With that in mind, this is where day 1 is going to start speeding up considerably. This section of the story is still mainly a tutorial section, and should be able to be summarized pretty easily. After our initial revelation, a base down on Talos 2 is experiencing some attacks. We head down to help, and after a motorcycle crash, beating the hell out of some sentient rocks, and questioning if a few dead people know what being dead means. More dead people.
Control of the area. Things
And a
inside the
rock.
base could get bad. I hope for the safety of our people.
I saw you talking. You're not dead. Okay. I guess you're dead. We catch up with this lady. She's a scientist here and informs us they had an anchor dropped directly on top of them and have been fighting back and struggling for a bit now. This is where we finally learn more about the world at large. This giant gray spine with an orb in the center is an anchor and is the cause of these monsters attacking. We take it out and move to rescue another scientist who got separated. After catching up with him, I really need you to be prepared for what you're about to see. Owlbert fans, eat your heart out. Yay, it's gone. Pick your ass up, man. Oh, we jump the boss, we get a new girl named Chen to join us, who I absolutely love, and we move back outside to learn of yet another threat endangering the people here. These guys really cannot catch a break today, my god. Another group of enemies known as the Landbreakers, or LBs, was present during the fight against the monsters. They're very strange, and in this clip, I describe best what they remind me of. What the fuck am I looking at? You know, the vibe I'm actively getting from these guys, and just hear me out here, it feels like the enemies from Borderlands 2, the normal enemies with like the masks. That's the vibe I get from these idiots. Apparently, a bigger group of them is close, so we're tasked with getting rid of them, so we can set up a tower to help restore power to the base and all the surrounding areas. We do that, my friend makes fun of the main character. I'm not reading that message out loud. I'm not reading that message out loud. He doesn't look that much like a hentai prototype. Never mind. And finally, we get to achieve our goal. How do we do that, you ask? We play The Sims. Like, seriously, do not tell me this isn't like Power Pole or Electrician Sims. I will not hear of it. We restored power to the base, and yeah, that was the first real section of Arknights Endfield. It went pretty well, all things considered, and surely nothing bad is gonna happen.
Tell the boss. Enfield has arrived.
Why did he, like, cough up blood mid-sentence?
Their administrator has taken notice of us. All the boss's predictions have come true.
Well, shit. My first day went on a bit longer exploring and doing some more combat, but I think days dedicated to talking purely about those things would be a bit better. All in all, this was an amazing first day that really hooked me in, and I'm so excited to see what day 2 has in store. Welcome to day 2 of Enfield. I don't really have a solid plan laid out yet for all the days, but I think today is going to be another big story day. We're still super early on, and if I want to do an entire day dedicated to pulling and explaining the gacha system, I'm going to need a lot more currency than I currently have. With that in mind, let's hop back in where we left off, meeting back up with Andre the Owl so that we can count some numbers or something. I don't know, man. He just gives me Sesame Street vibes. Back with Andre, we finish up a talk and he tells us he needs stuff for a secret project he's been working on. Admittedly, at this point, the story definitely hits the more tutorial-feeling parts. We have a lot of smaller and basic objectives that take us along for the day, with tutorials sprinkled in instead of hitting us all at once. While this is definitely a fun way to break things up, it still isn't that entertaining from a content perspective. Because of that, we're gonna skip over most of the story today, and I'll just give you a pretty general synopsis. We go find Andre's missing work, bring it back to him, and then move on to a new area located further in the valley. During this mission, we come across our next operator and new ally, Wolfguard. And he is awesome! Oh, god damn it.
These mobs are something else.
Oh. These look like assassins. Damn! Oh my god, somebody who's an aura farmer? Is this Dante? After making our new friend, we journey further into the valley, coming across a group of LBs creating a thick smoke that we can't quite walk through. We're forced on an alternate path, ultimately leading us to a group of refugees hiding out here. We cure a dude's sister, and go reclaim a plot of land for them so that they can have a bit more room that isn't a damp cave. That basically ends the story for day 2, and takes us to what I feel like was the real centerpiece of the day, unlocking gear and continuing our farming simulator. Gear is a pretty complex topic, but ultimately, I'm not gonna cover it more than likely because you kind of just keep working with it as you play through the game. So what I do want to talk about today is the dynamic system associated with the PAC towers. That's right, kids. We're talking about Factory Simulator 2026. Lock in, get your buck flower, because my lord, you're gonna need some healing when I'm done with this section. So in Enfield, you have these giant towers called PAC towers. They serve as the central power points for much of the world, transmitting power to all sorts of machines in the area. However, these towers have a limited range. To fix this, you can use a relay tower. These towers allow you to stretch your power all across the world of Talos 2, and lets you bring power to machines that are in dire need of it. This aspect heavily connects to exploration, by the way, with you finding many machines that will need to be repowered or repaired to gain the rewards. That aside, there's a lot more that goes into the AIC facilities. Taking a look at the list of facilities, I could legit make a whole damn pokey rap about it. You know what? In fact... No, I'm not built like that, unfortunately. All these facilities have wildly different purposes, but we'll go over some of the most common everyday ones. By the way, you will need to eventually learn how all of them work, but I'm just gonna give you some basics. First is the zip line, a basic movement item which heavily fast tracks your movement between areas. These can be built by the player if you want, but with fast travel existing, they definitely lose a little bit of value. Only a little bit though. This world is massive. Next up are mining rigs. Over are the days of sending the children to mine diamonds, as these rigs will do it for you. You can set them up anywhere with a glowing spot to mine, which is usually indicated by an overwhelming amount of ore. Once you set up a tower, these beautiful devices will continue to mine away without complaint. Unlike those frickin' children. What would they know about workers' rights? Anyway, we also have refining and shredding stations. These are essentially for turning your acquired ore into either powder or into stone. I don't actually know what it's called, but hey, editor me. Have my back here, okay? Amen. The resources you get from these stations can be used to create new items and stations, or repair existing ones like I mentioned earlier. Finding things in need of repair out in the wild will, shocker, grant you pull currency, so having plenty of these refined ores ready to go is always a positive. The powder, on the other hand, has a few more uses, but the most important one early in the game is the ability to make explosives. These will allow you to destroy red rocks that block off areas or items that you couldn't otherwise grab. They can also be used to fight enemies if you decided instead of stabbing and cool powers, you just want to throw Molotov cocktails at somebody until they die. To each their own, viewer, as long as you have fun. The final thing to talk about is gun towers. Multiple of these types of towers exist within the game, with gun towers being the first unlocked. The first instance you see is during the initial outpost setup during the story. These are used to defend against the invading LBs. While these don't actually have much use seemingly, they can be used against enemies with some efficiency and will likely be needed for defending outposts and other areas in the future. Future Chris here, that is 100% correct. There's still plenty more of these different facilities to talk about, but those are the ones you'll run into in the early game that are good to have a strong understanding of. The final note when it comes to these facilities is the conveyor belt system. I'm going to show you my first experience with this, as I was unbelievably overwhelmed the entire time. What the fuck is this? What the fuck? Okay. I'm losing my mind. Okay. What? The Sims gameplay here just got so much more advanced. Oh my god. Yeah, that was fun. This is something I am not knowledgeable enough about, quite frankly, but I've watched some videos and I highly recommend this video here for fellow beginners like myself. Giving you as simple an idea to follow as I can, these conveyor belts are simply ways to make your work even more efficient than before. You have all your moving parts interconnected so that your ore goes straight to refinement, straight to being made into amethyst components for gear crafting, or whatever else you need. It may not always look pretty, but spending some time watching videos and experimenting will be what ultimately helps you the most in the long run. The factory building is definitely strange to me, but it offers a unique aspect many games in this genre don't really have. I am really excited to learn more about it and hope it doesn't end up too convoluted. Next up is Day 3, where we're going to learn more about the system and hopefully finish the opening story section to get some more pulls. Day 3 is here, folks, and man, oh man, I got my ass beat today. It was a struggle to sit down and record today, but I did it thankfully. The concepts we'll be discussing are intertwined pretty heavily with Day 4, so I'll be combining these 2 days. This section will be dedicated to finishing up the initial story to get more pulls for the beginner banner, and learning what I already explained yesterday. This is the problem with doing the video this way. I've already explained the facility management aspect of the game to a pretty healthy degree, so touching on it more would be a bit redundant. Instead, we'll wrap up more story synopsis and talk about the biggest problem I've had with Endfield so far and what many players are complaining about, the tutorials. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, they really aren't that bad, but Jesus, people will not shut up about them, so we'll get to that soon. Let's instead pick back up where we left off, in a camp in the middle of Timbuktu, waiting to head out to deal with the LB threat. We learn what a protocol space is, which is the standard gacha grind spot for level up materials, and continue on our way to the LB camp. Overall, not too much interesting really happens story-wise, so I'll speed through this. The LBs have multiple small den stacks basically powering the big one. We go around and smash all 3 with explosives to finally dismantle the bigger one. This is when a voice begins speaking to us again. Is the smoke finally gonna dissipate? Yay! Oh my god, that was...
Is a lie. You are living proof of their falsehoods. I shall give unto you a brand new weapon for butchery. Embrace the ether. Its powers are already mine to command.
This is Nefereth. And she is, well, you know what, I'll just let you listen.
The old world of Originium has abandoned you. Now it deserves to be utterly destroyed.
Yeah, she's the supreme gaslight girl boss master, and I hate her. After enduring way too much of her taunting, we head to the end of the LB camp, which seems to be some sort of coliseum. Do you all know what happens at coliseums? You know, how a contest between champions or a fight against nature occurs? Now imagine, stick with me here, if you went there and suddenly you were the gladiator, because of course you are. Play the clip. Well, this is gonna be fun.
Quiet. I'm pleased to see you.
Oh
alive.
god.
My patience almost ran out.
Is she
What's it
hot?
like waking up to pain each time? My savior.
I'm cooked, chat. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Careful, I got this.
Take good care of our guests.
Rodigan? Rodon! We take down the boss without too much difficulty. Oh no, he's powering up. He's getting high! Oh god! And chase after Nefereth, who looks like this. And suddenly, my resolve to continue this mission lowered a little bit. She notices my moment of weakness and literally psychologically attacks me, and gets away with only Wolfguard managing to keep up. And that straight up ends this part of the story. No, I'm not joking, this is the end of this arc. The next story mission is entirely dedicated to the goddamn factory again. Fuck! Now I will admit, I don't love the factory, but I don't hate it either. It's unique and a type of gameplay I've never much experienced. I've enjoyed getting to try things out and learn, but I will fully admit, this part of the game is what's most likely to turn players away completely. The system is overwhelming, immense, not super easy to follow, and has actually 19 different tutorials just for the machines available. This doesn't include the tutorials you get in the story either, or just figuring out how to effectively build your base in the first place. Doing these tutorials is honestly really important, not only to get a lot of free rewards, but also to understand what the hell you're doing. This is what most of day 3 and 4 were dedicated to, as I spent over 2 hours just doing every training and tutorial available in Endfield. I didn't get them all done, but I was just doing this for a while, with quite a bit of it not even being recorded. I don't think I've ever seen a gacha game this tutorial heavy, admittedly. It's genuinely a lot, but like I already said, this factory mechanic is extremely unique and almost requires this much additional effort put into it. With that in mind, yeah, this was a lot, and I wouldn't exactly call it fun either. The actual game mechanics of combat and exploration are so fun and polished, and this, in comparison, is extremely overwhelming for a new player. I've already seen that this alone has eliminated Flavor of the Month players extremely fast. That, as well as the combat, which, admittedly, is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. People just don't like learning combat mechanics is what I've learned, and it's so incredibly lame. Back to my original point. The factory and the sheer amount of the tutorials were unbelievably overwhelming, and I have so much footage of it just sitting in my drive. I think the rift that's been created from this game aspect is insane. Calling this engaging and fun doesn't feel genuine, as it's a lot to learn and you are limited in how much you can do with the factory naturally. At the same time, this is unique and offers a gameplay element not many other games have. It does feel really rewarding to set things up as well. It's a strange middle ground to be in, but I don't really lean too hard one way or another. I do wish the factory was simplified a bit, and this is mainly because even as a YouTuber, it's hard to dedicate this much time to this one aspect of the gameplay and the game in general. If you disagree, that's fine, but that's just my opinion, and I still like the game a fair bit. Sorry that day 3 and 4 are much shorter, but man, I've had this factory tutorial gameplay on screen for a while now. I can only do so much here. We arrive at day 5 and 6. Another combo section, as these 2 days were dedicated to one thing: grinding. I am a notorious red hair woman lover, and the currently available banner during this week is for this girl. Are you noticing anything? After doing the initial story and some light exploration, I didn't have nearly enough passes or currency to guarantee getting her, or really even getting close to it. With that in mind, I decided I would spend these days doing everything I can around Talos 2 to grind currency. This was an endeavor to say the least, as between day 5 and day 7, I played over 15 hours to grind pulls. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but my average playtime for games nowadays is like 2 hours, and on a good day with friends, 3. This was a lot for me to do straight, and it was spent just running around the world, seeing what I could find and do. I'm now going to share that with all of you, telling you about everything you can do in Talos 2. Hello everyone, I'm your tour guide, the one, the only, administrator, here to take you through our guided tour of Talos 2. We have numerous interesting attractions to see, but please make sure to stay with the group and at a safe distance at all times. Now, let's begin with the most common attraction you'll see on this lovely planet: randomly placed chests. No one knows how they got here, or why they are here, but they offer some absolutely fabulous rewards, including the oh-so-precious pull currency you Gacha players love. There are a few different varieties of chests to find on this planet, with the lowest being a gray tier chest, and the highest I've found being a gold tier chest. So if you see any of these out in the wild, be sure to open it up if you can. Although, be careful. Some are guarded by powerful enemies, with some even being as powerful as 3 level 35 enemies. What the fuck? Anyway, while some are locked behind a mechanism that requires grabbing 3 little energy sources to unlock the chest in question. Once again, don't ask how any of these got here, or how they work. I just woke up a few days ago, and I have about as much idea as you all do. Let's move on to our very next attraction, these glowing blue spots in the ground. These are called energy alluvium? What? I've really got to learn how to say these names before I start recording. Oh my god. Or something. These fabulous spots will sprout out monsters from the ground. If you manage to defeat them, you'll be gifted a golden chest for your efforts. Best to stay away from these spots unless you're prepared for a pretty hard fight. Let's keep it going now, everybody. Don't lag behind. Our final stop exploration-wise is here. This may look like an ordinary rest area, but what we're really looking at is this. This is called Arlene, and is scattered throughout the world of Talos 2. The more of these you find, the better, as you can exchange them to earn premium currency. You also get stamina boosters and experience to level up your authority level. These little things can be located anywhere and everywhere. In the middle of the air, near an enemy, on a mountain, or even flying around you like a complete son of a bitch. These things are great to find and a must-see sight in your time on Talos 2. With that, we end our tour today with one simple warning. Stay away from where we beat the boss the other day. Thank you for coming on our tour. I'm the administrator, and I'll see you next time for a tour of what a functional base looks like. Alright, so anyway, moving on from that. Overall, the exploration in Endfield is overwhelming, but fun all the same. There can actually be something in every single corner of this massive world, and you need to be prepared for it when you play. If an area looks even a little weird, assume there's something there. I know this is annoying for some players, but I personally love it, even if it does constantly take me off track. Guys, I think I might have ADHD. This game offers a lot, and while just finding chests out in the open and doing quests is going to earn you most rewards, it's cool that so many options exist to earn rewards and that they are at least a little varied, even with most focusing on combat. With plenty of rewards under our belt from these 2 days, it is finally time. Tomorrow is day 7 and the end of our Endfield journey. I'll see you guys then, where I will be giving my final thoughts and pulling on the current special banner. It's been a long journey, everyone, but we've made it. The end of our Endfield journey. The ending thoughts will be a lot, but let's first talk about polls. As many of you already know, I've released my polls as an independent video since, quite frankly, they were kind of crazy. I would highly recommend you go watch that video, but here's what you need to see. Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, was that what I thought it was? Wait a minute! Oh my god, wait! I wish there was more build-up in this video for this, but those polls were way too crazy to not make a video about it. Overall for my polls, I got Li Feng from my beginner banner polls. I've yet to get a 6-star from the standard banner, and for the charter banner, I got 4 copies of the rate-up character in 60 polls.
Haven't we met already? Doesn't matter. You'll remember me by this sword and flank.
Make that 5 copies in about 80 pulls. Also, I got Gilberta. My luck has been insane, oh my god. On top of that, in the arsenal, I received 4 6-star weapons in about 80 pulls. An absolutely incredible day, and by far the best pulls I've ever had in a gacha game. I was planning to drop Endfield after this video concluded, but honestly, I may be sticking around for a while longer. These 7 days have been a time, to say the least. This is a style of content I've never really done, and it was unbelievably taxing, both physically and mentally. I had many personal issues during that time, but I had a lot of fun making this video, and I'm finally ready to share my final thoughts on Endfield. I've given quite a few opinions so far in this video, but not given a straight up answer of how good I think the game is, and if it's a good game for players everywhere. I'm not going to make you sit through a long poetic ballad or anything else for your answer. If you are someone who already enjoys factory sim games or something like specifically Rune Factory, you will probably enjoy Arknights Endfield. If you are an average JRPG enjoyer, you will also probably enjoy Endfield. If you are primarily a gacha game player, I don't think Endfield is for you, truthfully. The gacha mechanics are a key aspect of the game, but this feels more like a normal game over many other gachas that I've played. While the story ranges from pretty good to bland and dull at the drop of a hat, and the overall system related to the factory is overwhelming and immense, the combat is fantastic. The exploration is immersive. The characters are fun and well made, and even the parts I mention as disliking or not enjoying as much have a lot to offer. For people who like playing long-form games and doing everything a game can offer, Endfield seems perfect for that. There's mountains of stuff to do and optimize, and you are substantially rewarded for doing everything, gaining an immense amount of pulls if you're willing to complete it all. On top of that is a good gacha system that rewards saving more than any other, and gives other benefits if you pull a lot all at once. I have enjoyed my time with Endfield a lot, and while I recommend everyone give it a try at least, I know very few will stick around to experience the full thing. I myself am still unsure, but I do think the game is beautifully crafted and is an absolute home run in the gacha space. Oh, and by the way, as of the time I'm recording the script, I have in fact still been playing every day. So, for all you Enfielders out there, I hope that's good news. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. This video was so much effort, and all I can do is hope that it does well. This was my first massive venture into other gacha content, and while it was daunting, I really hope I did a good job and made it a solid watch for all of you. With that said, I have plenty more good videos coming out soon, so I will see you guys then. Bye-bye!